Point salad, classic today. For incredible that it may seem, I never had this game in my collection, so I decided it was time to fill that gap. And I acquired this version, which is the international. I think it came from a Kickstarter. I bought it for someone. It was a Kickstarter with other games from this company, and this version came in. So normally there is a tin can, a small versions, but this box is a bit bigger, and it was supposed to include some extra things. So let's see what is inside this point salad version and talk a little bit about the rules if you are not aware of and you just found this video. So if you like the video, then don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing, because I have a big playlist full of board games, card games, and podcasts. Feel free to take a look at the channel. Okay, so before, let me just show you here. You have, this is the setup where you take the vegetables in order to fill the objectives that you have. And it's going to be a 30 minutes game, maximum 6 players from Flat Out Collab. Normally the tin versions, they sooner or later get some rust, so I hope this box stays longer. Okay, and there's only 2 decks and manual. Maybe these cards are a bit bigger than normal. So that's the manual. It explains the layout of the cards. So the cards have 2 different sides, you play with both. Then the setup changes according to the number of players. So if you're playing 2-2, you just use 6 of each of the vegetables you have, and then 3 it's 9, and then for 4 you remove 6, for 5 you remove 3, and if we're playing with 6 players you just use the whole decks. Okay, and it's a very simple game, as you'll see. So yeah, now there's the mini expansion here, so we'll get there. So this expansion also brings this version brings these mini expansions. So the decks, they're not different in the decks. I just think that they've separated it from a factory perspective. But let's open and take a look of what we have here. So this is the side of the points, and this is the side of the vegetables. So you know, on this side, you know what's on the other side, on the corner. You know, that's what you get. The points version was, I think they're separated by the other side. You have 3 lettuce, carrot, and cabbage. And here there will be the other vegetables, which includes a tomato, pepper, the yellow pepper, and onion, red onion. So I'll explain after how it goes. So I'm just showing. Let's first show the content and then the expansion. I'm not sure if the expansion needs to be secured here. Includes 6 player power cards, so the game becomes a symmetric. 6 endgame scoring cards, 1 rule cards, which probably is this. And yeah, there is some rules here. Let me give you an overview of what they have here. Points. Okay, so this seems to go, how do they call this? End game scoring and player power. Not sure which one is what. Player power. So this speaks about points. Maybe these are the points. 4 of different, and then this would be the powers. That power. How do you get this randomly? I need to read. Okay, so now I'm gonna pause and explain how this works. This is a setup that you should prepare. So you have 2 rows of vegetables, and then you have a row of points on top of it. And so in your turn, you may choose if you want to take 1 of the cards above, and you take it and you put it on your board next to you, in front of you. Or if you prefer, you can take 2 of these vegetables. Could be this one, or whatever. And once you take it, you refill it from the top decks, which are the number, all the cards in the game that you came in, separated in equal sizes of piles. Then if something runs out, okay, you just split one of these into this next column, and you keep using until all the cards go away. Okay, So then in order to refill this, for example, if this goes away, then you can refill taking the top card, and it becomes, instead of points, it becomes a vegetable. Okay. So what's the purpose of all these things? You will be collecting. Imagine now that this is my board. Okay. I'm going to transform this. This is my board, and I've been collecting these vegetables here, as you can see. So I have a cabbage, 2 lettuces, tomato, pepper, and onion. I was able to collect this. And I also had this bonus that I took for myself. So then I'm going to score. I'm going to look into this objective and see. So each carrot gives me 1 point. Each pepper gives me 1 point. So I will have 2 points here and 0 because there's no carrots. Then in terms of onions, if I have an even total of onions, I would get CF7, odd number would be 3. I only have 1, so that's a... No, sorry, onions is this side. Only have 1, so that would be odd number, meaning that I would have 3 points. Then this one here means that a pair of cabbage and carrot, and it's not a pair, it's a trio, and tomato would give me 8 points. So I have the cabbage, I have the tomato, but 0 carrots, so that would mean 0 points for me. As you can see, super simple. The strategy here is to gather vegetables and at the same time keep an eye on goals that will leverage on everything that you're collecting, that require the same kind of vegetables for you to reutilize them in many goals possible, and in order to score the maximum. Okay, so then in terms of changes, there's this thing here that brings these player power cards. During the game setup, deal 1 card randomly to each player at the beginning of the game. Card starts with action icons face up. Action icons should be this one here. Once per game on their turn, each player may flip their card over to take 1 point card plus 1 veggie card. So point and veggie card. So points are these cards. You use the power, okay? The card also counts as 2 of the veggie types. So now I have 2 cabbages. And I take 1 vegetable card from the table and 1 point card. So let's see what the point cards are, which are these ones. During the games, randomly select. No, sorry, the point cards are these cards here. So normally you need to take 1 of the vegetables or 1 point, 2 and 1 or 1. But with a special power, you can take 1 of each and you still keep this vegetable. So super cool and should be added in all the games. And then the end of the game scoring card. During the game setup, randomly select 1 card and use it at A side, and another player and another card and use it on B side. These end game scoring cards apply to all players. Okay, so 1A and 1B. In the case of ties, all tie players for the placement score the full points. Okay, so let's take a look. This sounds like a sushi kind of go. And you have the A side and the B side, so you randomly chuck, and you take 2, right? So this would be salad. All of them say salad. Oh, it's a composite salad. Is this composite salad? Point salad? No. 4 or plus of 3 different vegetable types. So you need to have 4 or more of 3 of different vegetables. If you do, you get 12 points. 4 of 2. Wow, this one compensates probably. 5 or more of 2 different veggie types. 5 or more of 2 different. Wow, 5 or more. You need to focus on a specific type. 4 type with exactly 1. Okay, so 4 points. For each type, that's how I read it. 4 points divided by the type of exactly 1. That's how you read. So if you have only 1 cabbage, that's 4 points. But also if you have 1 tomato, that's 4 more points. Type with exactly 1. Would it be because there's a slash there? Am I doing my math correctly? It's 4 points divided by the type with exactly 1. Yeah, makes more sense, right? Because you don't want to have only ones. You want to divide these points by whatever minimum you have with just 1. So that's how I read that. But I may be wrong. 5 divided by the type with exactly 2. Now it complicates because you cannot divide 5 by 2, right? In terms of points. 6 for type with exactly 3. Maybe it's for each. Because it's a for each because you also have the same. You have 1 point for each. It's for each. Yeah, the symbols are not the best. symbols are not the best. And then on the B side, what do you have? Number of veggies of your most abundant type. If your most abundant is 1 or 3, you get 12. 4 is 9, 5 is 6, and 6 most is not right. 2 points for each point card. Okay, makes sense. 3, veggie type, you have the fewest among all of them. Most point cards. If you're first, 12, then second, then third. 5 points for veggie type, you have the most of amongst all players. And this one is the total veggies. If you get to 13 to 15, 12 points. 12 to 16, 11 to 17, and 10 to 8. 10, no, it's 10 or 8, 12 or 16. So the ideal number would be for you to get between 13 and 15. That would give you maximum points. That's it. That's point salad. And that's it. I hope you like this video to the point that you consider subscribing and be part of this community. So I have this whole playlist full of board games, as well as all the major card games out there in the market, as well as I have a podcast called The Table Talks, where I'm interviewing people to get to know their stories, their projects, their profiles, while playing board games online with them. So I definitely think that you'll find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you on the next video. Goodbye.